Hey Pisces, welcome to your reading. I am Empress Rose. I'm using some different decks this week, actually some of my original decks. So that's very exciting. If I don't catch your wavelength or storyline on this reading, go check your other major placements. Those are Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and whatever else you really identify with. I find people identify with lots of different things in their chart that they feel is very strong. So whatever one of those aspects you really feel strongly connected to, go check that one out. And these are general readings, so we're going to take what works, leave what doesn't. I'm having a good time with these readings today. They are coming in very strong, very nice so far. All right, what do we have for Pisces, dear Pisces? Setting some boundaries up. Role reversals. All right, I think that's it. All right, Oracle of Mystical Moments is our first deck. Oh, and then we're going to do a regular spread with the, a more traditional tarot spread with the Santa Muerte deck, and then we'll do my new deck, the Wild Kuan for the end. All right, so we have Rose Garden. We have boundaries being set up. You're growing something. You're growing something beautiful, and you're going to need some thorns because people just want to eat that up. This is so reminding me of something that happened to me this morning. It's someone asking me to do a favor, me bending over backwards to do that favor, but only being able to do at maximum, 60% of it. And they're pissed off at me. So future will be no, just straight up no. I think that'll go better than I can do part of that, because then it's like, why not the whole thing, you bitch, basically. And I was trying not to say that, but that's the word that came to mind. And then, so just say no. So remembering to say no, remembering to protect the thing that we're trying to grow, the thing we actually want to grow, and not just like letting any, deer, moose, or cow come through our garden and devour our precious things that we're trying to grow. The things we want to do, our gifts, the things we want to bring to this world. We're entitled to protect it. And this has to do with speaking too. So I do believe that this could be your no sentence. No is a complete sentence. We can say no if our life isn't depending on it, and it rarely is, really. We can say no. It's fine. So putting up some boundaries, protecting your growth, protecting the beauty in your life, and you're changing the way you're interacting with people. You're changing the way you want to do things. I mean, maybe you were like, okay, yeah, I guess I can do that. It's going to be hard. I won't be able to be there the whole time, but I can fit that in. Maybe that's how you've been operating. And maybe this is becoming just no, I'm not going to do that. Thank you for requesting. But good boundaries are also awesome for everybody involved, because when you trust that somebody has good boundaries, you can ask them for stuff. You can ask them, and it's a genuine ask, and it's a genuine answer. You're not worried about, oh my gosh, what if they say yes and then resent me, right? What if they say yes and then, and yeah, so boundaries are super important for all parties involved. You're setting up some new ones, some new boundaries. You've realized you need to change some way that and I'm not telling that story just to talk about my day. I'm telling it because it's very relevant to this card. That's exactly what this card is needing to change how you're talking about something, how you're communicating something, and setting up better boundaries, clearer boundaries. They're better for everybody involved. Even though the other party may not like it at first, it does allow them to then just ask you for things or talk more openly, knowing that that if they hit something, it's going to be very clear, right? At least I appreciate that. And as I grow older, I appreciate more and more people with very clear boundaries, where I don't have to guess if I'm asking too much or anything like that. I can just say what I'd like, what I need, and they'll just be like, no, yeah, I can do this much. And then I'm like, great, good. Glad you have good boundaries, because now I can communicate openly with you and not try to guess So good boundaries, you're doing it. You're changing the way you're talking to somebody. You're changing something about the way you're communicating. These boundaries is changing as well. And they're so crucial, because you're here to grow some gorgeous, lovely roses. And you're not going to be able to do that if your time is getting chipped away constantly by having poor boundaries around your time, your money, your energy, all of that. So And then we have tiny triumphs here. We have, well, this could be your intuition popping out in a really big way. That's going to be hard to ignore. It can be also a role reversal, prey and predator role reversal. So whoever's usually in charge and usually needs your help, now they're... Or you usually need their help. You need something they're offering, and here now they're going to need something you're offering, and you're going to be in charge. You're going to be in the driver's seat. There's going to be a little bit of humor involved here. But it's going to come out in a bold way. This could be an intuitive hit coming out in the bold way, because this corvid right here can represent intellect. You know, he's got that little top hat, which in this deck really represents intellect. And this is more a bundle of nerves, a bundle of intuitive reception here, jumping out in a really big way. This is feeling a little small, even though it hasn't changed at all. But this is just so big, it's in charge. So it could be a role reversal of predator and prey. Role reversal here that's going to be a little bit funny, a little bit interesting. There might be some humor to it. Or this could be your intuition coming out with a very bold statement, and it's going to put your intellect in its place. Your brain's going to be like, okay, I guess I'm listening to you this week. Why, yes, you are, Mr. Brain. You will be listening to me this week. Thank you very much. Because usually I just have to run around and scurry and hide. So it may be some place where you feel weak, maybe a situation in which you're usually don't have a lot of power, don't have a lot to say. Here you have a lot to say. You get a lot to say. It could be this boundary issue, probably is relating to this boundary issue where you suddenly realizing how much say you actually do have in this situation, or where there's just some sort of unique situation where you get to set a boundary right now, and you get to set that, and you get to sort of change a dynamic. Both of these have a dynamic changing, a power dynamic changing, and it has to do with something that you say or something that you communicate, and it has to do with you changing that and setting up a better boundary. Because this is almost like, listen, Mr. Crow, I don't like what you're doing. I don't like where you're going. I don't like any part of this. And you're going to stop chasing me and my family around this field. All we're trying to do is gather up whatever mice gather up for winter and create little hovels to endure the cold winter. So you're going to have to calm the fuck down and stop patrolling the situation. So it's like this little mouse is having this boundary setting conversation. And look, this little mouse finally has the power to have a boundary setting conversation with the corvid, who's usually patrolling the field. So I feel like there's going to be a situation that comes up this week where you get to set a boundary. You get to change the way that you get to change a dynamic. You get to have more power and more control in a situation. And you're going to need to speak up, though, and you might need to say something that you're not used to saying. I almost see this mouse like, I was like, no is a complete sentence. This mouse is holding this corvid here, and he's like, no. How you like that? That's what's going on here. No. Okay. All right, dear Pisces. Whew. This is your past, your present, your inner landscape, what's at issue, your environment, your to-do list, and your possible outcome. I love this first card right out of the deck here. I mean, we could end up with a different storyline here, a different vibe from that first bit, but we've got a nice segue here with this Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords here is tired of fighting. She's tired of the bullshit. She's very clear on what she wants. She wants to go home. She wants some peace and quiet. She is absolutely setting some really great boundaries. She does not want to fight, but she will. And gender doesn't matter, right? But this is someone who's very focused on their own mind, very focused on what they think, what they believe, what's good for them, what they're going to put up with, what they're not going to put up with. That's what this Queen of Swords is all about. And she's gonna be very clear about it, because she's a queen of communication, a queen of clarity. She's going to set some real clear boundaries here. And you're either gonna respect them or suffer the consequences. So this is, I see you as being this, in touch with who you are, having some very clear communication, setting some very clear boundaries of what you will and will not do, what you will and will not tolerate. You're basically tired of fighting, tired of bickering, tired of the bullshit, and you're done with it, and you've pulled out this sword, and you're not going to deal with it anymore. Just talk to the sword, motherfucker. That's what's going on here. You cross her, she's ready, right? She's battle worn. She knows how to fight. She's scrappy. She knows how to fight. She will. She does not want to, but you push her like this little corvid has here, she will. She'll let you know exactly what she thinks. That's in your recent past. I feel like you've gone through some changes. You're understanding your power. I feel like there's something about experience here too. Like, you've had some experience here with boundary pushing, and you understand now exactly how important it is to guard your garden, to guard your what you want to bring into this world. And you've kind of had it with the boundary pushing, and you're just, I'll just cut you off. Literally, we're just done here. So yeah, you're tired of the bullshit. And you got tired recently. You were coming into this reading already tired of the bullshit, probably already having communicated to someone, no, you want me to do a favor? You're going to accept whatever level I feel like giving you, and you're not going to bitch about it, or I'm never doing a favor for you again, because I will not forget this, because I'm done with this. I'm done with these pushing on my boundaries. So yeah, you're setting some boundaries up. It's very exciting. And then we have, in your present situation, we have the Fool here. We have you ready to pop out. I mean, I almost feel like, look at this. Is this not a Fool, the court gesture coming out here? Ready to pop out on a new adventure. You're ready to leave this graveyard behind. You've had enough grief. You've had enough sorrow. And this butterfly, check you out. This butterfly, this transformation, it's leading you forward. Look at you in both of these. Look at that. Like, you have the butterfly on your hand. You have this transformation. Something has already changed. We saw this. Something's already changed here. The dynamic has already changed. And oh, look, you've got this corvid on your finger too. Look, in all three of these, you've got a little winged thing on your hand here. I mean, that's pretty cool. I love it when that happens. So we've got this Fool energy here. Something fluttering, something exciting has caught your attention. You're moving forward. You are poorly packed. You aren't, but you're leaving this graveyard behind. The sun is rising. There's a resurrection vibe here. You're leaving the graveyard behind. You're not packing everything. You're just taking what are you taking? Your guitars and your guns, and you're gone. Like, you're ready for this next adventure. Something's changed. Something's transformed, and it's pulling you forward. Your new life something new is pulling you forward, and it's very exciting. It's very thrilling here. And it's the Fool card. It's like stepping out. You've got your vision, right? You've protecting your vision. You've got it, and you're moving forward with it. There's a little bit of like, there's some danger here. Yeah, you're not really properly prepared here, and you know it, but you're ready. You're so ready to go. You're going anyway. And then what is on your mind, your inner landscape, your hopes, your fears? You have Chariot energy here. So this is, you want this to go very fast and be very successful. I almost have like a time machine vibe from this one, or a time machine. And there's some sort of divine guidance here. There's almost like a wedding. You get two sort of wedding-ish cards here. You get the Chariots on your mind. You want this to go fast. You want it to be easy. Maybe some teamwork. You got these bridesmaids and the groom right here. You want to head out on this honeymoon. You want to go somewhere. You really, and you are so ready. I see so much readiness to go somewhere. You are ready to leave this graveyard, and then here you almost have this wedding party. It's like you turn your back on this graveyard and you're like, that is the old me. That's back there. That's my old life. And you turn around away from this graveyard, and this is what you're longing for. You want to see this like invitation to this new future. You want to move fast. You want to go quickly. This could be actual movement, actually moving. You want it to be quick. You want it to be successful. This is almost like the Fool feels like he's heading out on a journey of 1,000 miles. It's actually going to take one step. That's sort of the vibe I'm getting. It's a journey of 1,000 miles, but you're hopeful you can get it done in 1 mile. One step. We're just going to step out of the graveyard. And I do kind of feel a little bit of that. Like you're just stepping out of the graveyard, but right, here's the first step. You're just on the first step. You hope it's a first step to a time machine where something's going to go really quickly, really well, really easily. I mean, who doesn't want that? But of course we have an issue. We have the Empress, but you don't feel like you have everything you need. You don't feel like you're enough. You don't feel complete. You don't feel ready for this. The Empress in the upright, she has everything she needs. She loves she's right where she needs to be. She's got a lot of power. She's got a lot of control. Here we have something cut down prematurely, a wounded heart. But, you know, she still thrives nevertheless, even though she's had a lot of difficulties and some trials. She has a lot of power. She's happy, but we're getting her in reverse. So this is feeling powerless, feeling like you don't have everything you need, really wishing that you did, really wishing that this journey, but it could be that this Fool card, you're heading out on this journey and normally you're not looking at all the problems, but this could have you, this reverse Empress says that you might be looking at a lot of problems. You might be really focused on a lack here, not having what you need, maybe not having the money you need, not having the resources you need, not having the level of self-esteem you need, and realizing that you may not be quite the Fool's thing is calling you. You want it to go very quickly, but there's something about a sense of lack. You lack some sort of resources, you lack some sort of power in the situation. That's how you feel. I mean, but I see you taking back your power, but maybe there's still more to take, and you're really sensing, or maybe you feel powerful, or you're feeling like you don't want to deal with something, but there's some sort of sense of not having enough. And maybe, you know, if this does have to do with work or something, maybe it is about like, I really do need this job, actually. I really do need this money. So even though I'm setting better boundaries, I'm still feeling vulnerable. I'm still feeling like I'm the one that needs something. I'm actually very surprised to see this reverse Empress here with this Queen of Swords. In the past, of you getting clarity, setting boundaries, that was all very exciting. And then we get this Empress where it's like, you almost don't feel like you have what it takes. You don't feel like you have the resources. You don't feel ready to move on from a wounding or something. You want that. You want that. You've got this Chariot. I want to go fast. We've got the Empress reversed here of just not feeling powerful, not feeling like you are enough, maybe not having a strong enough sense of self or self-esteem here. But this Queen of Swords, I'm a little confused on what this Empress is doing back here, because we had this lovely energy moving, just, you know what you want finally, you're ready to head off, you really want it to go fast, and do I really have the resources to pull this off? Suddenly, just the brakes are just applied to this whole reading on this reverse Empress card. I don't like you, reverse Empress card. This energy was there's such good momentum here. But there's some sort of lack of self-esteem, or not feeling like you have enough, or not feeling like you are enough, something like that. But in your environment, there's so much love. Oh my gosh. We have this 10 of Cups. You're so well loved here. You're so loved. This is, you know, heart chakra stuff. This is the fulfillment, your environment. You're surrounded by people that love you. You're surrounded by the full fruition of love. This is the fullness. This is so much love surrounds you. And so it's hard to see this. It's very hard to see this reverse Empress. Maybe this is somebody else. Maybe it's somebody in your, well, why doesn't she show up in your environment? Maybe it's some part of the situation that isn't quite ready, but you are. Maybe the situation itself, or what you're dealing with itself, isn't enough, isn't ready yet. Doesn't have everything it needs. You're hoping for this quick movement. You've taken the first step. You've gotten clear on what you wanted, what you're going to tolerate. You've taken the first step towards something. You're hoping for quick movement, but the situation itself, or you, or something just doesn't feel like it's enough. There's like not enough gas in the tank. Like, it's like you're ready to go, but tank is empty. The gas tank's empty. You packed the car. You wanted to go fast, and you tried to, and it turned over, but there's just no gas, and there's a big E there, and someone forgot to get some gas. That's what this Empress looks like. But you're surrounded by love. You are so well loved. So many people love you and care about you, and someone's gonna, it's really fascinating. There's just something in your environment where maybe you're very defensive, but you could be very defensive with this Queen of Swords energy, but you're really very well loved. You don't need to feel very defensive here. Because the Queen of Swords can be a little defensive, but we are talking about having good boundaries, but maybe they're a bit too strong and you're having a difficult time letting all the love in that wants to come in. Because some people have very porous boundaries, and some people that have boundaries that are as thick and as strong and can be seen from space, like the Wall of China. Their boundaries are so huge, it's just impossible to communicate with them or anything. It's just like, yeah, not everybody's trying to hurt you. Like the Queen of Swords can almost feel like everybody's trying to attack her. Everyone's trying to take advantage of her. But you're really surrounded by love. It may just be one situation that you need better boundaries in, or that you're building better boundaries, but you're really surrounded by a lot of love. A lot of love all around you. You're loved by so many people. And so, you don't need to be quite so defensive, maybe. I don't know. Your to-do list, this is Four of Wands. This is a leveling up. This is the engagement card. This is making a commitment to something, making a commitment to something. It could be that you need to make a commitment to something. It could be that you need to make a commitment to yourself. It could be that you need to make a commitment to this journey that you're on. You have this Fool card here, and this sits right underneath it. Or you could be needing to make an announcement, because it can be announcing an engagement. But this is about someone ready to bring their wares to market and being public about, like she's been growing all this stuff on her own little farm, and now it's time for her to bring it to the marketplace and display what she has to the world, what her intuition has wrought, what she has built here. And it's time for her to bring that out. There's some sort of public thing that goes on with this card. In every deck, it's a very public leveling up. So you maybe need to announce something, maybe need to speak your intentions, or where you want to go, where you're going, or you need to make a you need to commit to this Fool's journey. You started with one step, maybe you got one step out the door and were like, I don't know. Because that's what this Empress reverse, like, I don't know. I really wanted this to go fast, and now I'm not so sure anymore. But you are really loved, so I feel very confident that when you bring this forward, when you make some sort of public or deep commitment, that your environment's going to meet you halfway here. It's not, there could be boundary issues that are unintentional. It's not like the cow is like, I'm going to eat up that bitch's whole garden. I'm going to eat it all up because I hate her. It's just the cow's like, this tastes good. And the cow may really love you, just unintentionally cross some boundaries. You may have gotten a little too defensive, but you need to make some sort of commitment, either to yourself, to your dreams. I feel like this is maybe people making a commitment to grow your roses. That's what this is. This is making a commitment to grow your roses. You are loved. You can set these boundaries, and they will be accepted. And you maybe need to just talk about, I am committed to growing this rose, and what you did, really, risked that. And that's why I didn't want to do that. That's why I only wanted to give you 40% of what you asked for, because I need that other 60% for these roses that I am bringing to market, So it could be something like that. You just need to commit and maybe talk about, because there's something public here, like where you're announcing something. You're announcing the fruits of your labors. And that's going to be the Four of Wands, is announcing the fruits of your labors. Talking about what you've done, and maybe, hey, I'm here to grow a garden. Okay, I've already grown quite a garden here. I'm already at step 4, because it's Four of Wands. I'm already at step 4 of growing my garden, okay? And I intend to keep doing that, of growing my own garden and bringing my roses to market. And you are really loved. So it could be that you just need to tell someone, communicate, that why you're having some thorns, why you need to, what you're trying to protect, and how you're already on this path. So you want to protect it. Okay, and then a possible outcome here, they may not like it. Okay, you are loved, but it may not be the person that you're setting boundaries with, because, or the situation that you're setting boundaries with, work or a relationship or whatever. My situation this morning was work. Work wanted me to double some hours, and I was like, I've got a lot of other things that I want to do with my life that need my time and attention, right? But for you, it might be so I just want to give an example of what setting boundaries with work could be, or what this card, it's not just necessarily just straight up relationships, although work is about relationships, basically, for most of us. Even for everybody, like even like your basic I don't know how to do anything in what they do, but your carpenter, your electrician is coming into your home, and they talk to people, and they have to do that part too, as well as make sure they don't kill everybody, including themselves, while fixing things and making the lights work. So anyway, work is about relationships too. That was a funny little side trip there. But Seven of Swords. This is, people tried to bury you alive. And maybe this is where these good boundaries are coming from. But this is a possible outcome. Just people still trying to bury you alive, trying to lie to you, maybe trying to cheat you, trying to trick you into an early grave here, trying to work you to death, trying to trick you into an early grave. And you're just sitting there like, what the fuck? Why did these assholes do this? So it looks like, I kind of wish I would have read ahead here, but it looks like, you maybe need to, these good boundaries are going to be continually challenged. There's going to be somebody here that just constantly wants more, lies, cheating. There could just be more of the same bullshit you were dealing with. So, even though you are greatly loved, these boundaries are super important, because you might have some things coming down the pike that need you to be really clear on what you want. Seven of Swords is usually about stealing, tricking. Yeah, trying to, and someone tried to trick you in your grave, and you realizing that something's gone wrong here. So there could be information coming to light about a situation and what actually happened. You could be coming to some sort of realizations about ways in which someone was trying to manipulate you and trick you, or some situation like that could be coming down the pike, which makes me very happy you've learned how to do this. So, all right, Pisces. Oh, here, I promised the wild Kuan Yin. These readings are awesome. I promised this, and I'm going to do it. What do we have with the wild Kuan Yin here? Oh, we have basically the Fool card. Leap of faith. Leaping forward. Look, she's dressed, she's ready to go. She's ready to leap forwards, making a big leap forward with her life. And this card is a big leap forward. It is like something that you've been working on and making a leap forward with it. So the loving push. Sacred grandmother will nudge you when you need to take a step, comfort you when you become uncertain, which I think is a lot of this card right here, and provide the means for you to move towards your destination, which is, of course, your divine destiny. When you feel the divine pushing you, leap. So, some sort of movement forward here. You may not feel ready for it, but you are being pushed to make a leap here. All right, Pisces, I hope that was helpful for you. Thank you so much for your likes, subscribes, and comments. I very much appreciate them.